Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 1.10, back to basics. So we're just burning now to circularize. If you were tight on delta V, what you'd actually do is you'd probably boost up. You'd probably aim to do your inclination change out here somewhere. It is cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. This is going to be 200. It's fine. You scared a little bit there, weren't you? Keep our mind on this because we're going to accelerate. Even though the gravity is lower, we're going to accelerate as we get closer. You can see our orbital speed is increasing. If I didn't know better, I'd say infinite fuel was on. It isn't, because it's gone down. How much have I got? Okay, I don't have as much as I thought I did. Right, and this is the easy bit. Because, we're actually going to... No, we're not going to land on it. That's all right. We're going to let go. Yep. Jeb's just gonna slowly... Seriously, Jeb? Seriously? Just face first? Really? Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 1.10. We are going back to basics. So on the screen now you'll see a bit of a speedy up time-lapse thing that's going on. I've in between episodes did 2 flights. I realized we hadn't used the Science Junior, and so what you're going to see is me taking up one of these craft with 2 Science Juniors on, and they're going to do some low altitude and high altitude science, and then they're going to return down to Earth. We're going to collect that science, and we're going to store it because we haven't got any of that yet, and I want to try and get as much as we can. And then the second mission is pretty much the same craft. We've tweaked it a little bit. We've taken out one of the Science Juniors, and we just want that low sort of around Kerbin science. And so we're gonna get up just out of the atmosphere. Then we're gonna take some science. We're gonna store it, and we're gonna bring it back down. And you'll notice in both of them they had little. You can probably see that now. Little pods on the top where we can store the science, and I'm just trying to play around with this because this is something new for me, and they're quite nice. You can store the science in them, bring it back down, all nice and safe. So, without further ado, we're going to move on to the mission. So we're going to go back to Minmus. We're going to take a 2-man crew in a new craft we've designed, and we're going to take something a little special. We're going to try and take a little rover and see how that does on the surface. Okay, so let's go back to future past me. So you find us at the launch pad with our new rocket, the Jeb 1. We've named it after Jeb because he's our most famous pilot at the moment. A 2-man capsule on a sort of fusion between a Gemini and an R7 Sputnik Soyuz thing, with some solid rocket boosters at the bottom, some odd engine placements on the side. We're going to see how this goes. It may work, it may not. So let's get going. We're going to head up vertical for a while on this because I think it's likely to be unstable. We're dropping our boosters straight back onto the launch pad, so that could be a problem. We're actually going to go up straight until we get at least, in my head, 100 meters per second speed going on. Then we're going to start doing a little bit of a gravity turn, but I don't want to go too hard on the gravity turn. I will probably speedy this bit up, so I will see you once we're in orbit. Welcome back. So we are now in orbit around Kerbin. Our orbit is 112 by 96. Not brilliant, but our gravity turn was good. We had very little burn to do after that. This is a much larger craft than we've actually used before. What we're actually going to do now is unveil what's actually inside this as the sun comes round. We have a couple of Science Juniors, which we're going to be using on our journey. We're going to use our scientists to redo those. We also have a little rover device. I'm not sure if we're going to use it properly or not. we're going to use that with some equipment attached to it. We're going to try and land somewhere a little different on Minmus. We've got some nice big landing legs, which will give us quite a large sort of splay area, but we are a much bigger craft, so we have to be aware of that. Parachute on the top. We can put our comms transmitter out because we've got one of those. I've actually installed some transmission equipment. So there we are. We've got some solar panels on the side of the craft, and the little buggy's got some solar panels, batteries, things like that. So we're actually sort of stocked up for electricity for once, which is a new thing for us. I don't think we have any science to do or anything. No, nothing new up here. From the clip at the start, you'll see I've done Science Junior from close to Kerbin, so we'll try and get one of these on the way out of Kerbin towards Minmus, and then we'll try and reset it so we can reuse it. Use 2 in orbit of Minmus, high and low, and then we'll try and use one when we land as well. And by having that scientist, we can do that. I could have only put one on. I like to think of the second one as basically being the store for the material used for the first one, because we could do this with one. They're clipping a little bit, yes, I know. I don't feel so bad because we could have done this with one, so there's extra weight there. They're quite light. They're only, I think they're only about 200 kilograms or something. They're very bulky but very light. So I'm going to set up the maneuver like we did last time. We're going to do a plane change first, then we're going to go out to Minmus. And I will probably join you back after a speedy up bit, going into the sphere influence of Minmus, or just before when we're doing some sciencey stuff. So, speedy up time. Right, I'm going to pull you out a little early just to talk about what's going on here. So we're doing our plane change, and because Jeb has now leveled up a bit, he's actually got these additional things he can do, which is, instead of just doing stability and then when he gets to the next level, prograde, retrograde, we can now do normal, anti-normal, radial in and radial out. Let's start this burn. So normal, anti-normal is basically north-south of your track in reality. It's like the North Pole, South Pole. And radial in, radial out is towards the body you're orbiting or going past, in or out of it. So we've now got what I like to think of as the ability to be really lazy with Jeb. Right, so we've done our plane change. That's not brilliant. Let's see, can I just do that? That's better. All right, so I will plot this course. See you on the way to Minmus. Right, so we have completed our burn to Minmus. You may have noticed in the speedy up bit there that I actually positioned us on a collision course with Minmus and then decoupled our spent stage. There was almost no fuel left in it. Literally probably about, I don't know, I'd have to look the video back, but maybe 50 delta V, 100 delta V left. We've got plenty of fuel on this stage, so I thought instead of leaving some rubbish floating around or flying out into deep space, we'll just dump it. So we've done that, and that has actually kicked us just a little bit because of the push from the decoupler into a slightly different orbit. So we're going to miss Minmus, which is really nice, and we can get into a nice tight orbit where it looks pretty sort of equatorial. So I'm going to get out of the way of Earth. I think we're no, Earth, Kerbin, I think we're not yet far enough to get anything from this, are we? Oh, we are high over Kerbin. Superb. So we can keep that experiment. I could actually transmit it and give ourselves a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. I wonder if we could transmit it and then reset it. Let's try that. So we transmit it. All right. And then what we'll actually do is do the. I don't really want to do both, just in case we can't reset it. Let's just do this. EVA. How you doing? All right. Can we just move down the ladder a bit? Ah, there we go. Restore. It's been restored, so we can conduct that, can we? And we get, okay, so we can keep that experiment. We can collect data, remove the data. We can store that in our new storage thing that I put on the top there. I don't know if you need those, but I quite like the idea of having somewhere to store it. It just feels a bit better. I know I've put it into the capsule, but I quite like the idea of instead of just stuck in it somewhere inside the capsule. We'll restore that, and we'll board. So those are all ready. So I'm going to accelerate now to just as we're going to get into orbit of Minmus. So I think what we'll do is we'll stick ourselves a maneuver node there, and we're just going to accelerate time warp it to that point. We quite like that. If I just do that, we can do that. I quite like this, warp 2 functionality now. I quite like that. It's a nice little addition to the whole system. And actually, before we go there, let's just check something, because I can't remember if we've done a material science check here. We haven't. Oh, now. If we do one here, we may not be able to get one over Minmus unless I send someone down. We're probably going to be going through, we're going to go through high space again at some point with another scientist, so I can leave that for now. I would like it, but you know what, we're not desperate for it at the moment. Right, close that. So we're just going to put on to our transition time. Minmus, it just takes a little while to actually get out, because it's so slow you be travelling when you're actually intercepting it. 31 minutes, I'm not going to wait for 31 minutes. So I'm going to go through the transition. In the olden days, these transitions were very dangerous because you never quite knew what was going to happen. You could end up being completely off course when you'd finished. Nowadays, you actually, it's reasonably accurate. I've actually seen it in the past. You used to be able to go time warp straight through them. And some of you may remember that, some of you won't. And it was quite annoying, shall we say, if you'd spent some time prepping something, and you end up time warping straight through whatever you're trying to do. So we're going to do a little bit of sciencey science. We can do some materials goo from here, can we? Now we've already done, but you know what? It's worth us doing that. It's worth us collecting that. And conduct material study. Is it worth us transmitting? No, we'll just keep it. So we know we've got another one down there for when we're low. We've got another one there, and we could really pop out. We can actually change these as we go. So now we need to get into a position to circularize. I will probably, do I need to time warp this, fast forward? Let's talk while we're doing it. So we're just going to bring our orbit nice and low. We've got quite small engines, so this burn, although it's very low delta V, it's going to take a while, and our return burn is going to take a while. We have used quite a lot of fuel already just doing some plane changes and stuff, so it's, it says we've got 2000 delta V. We've used 400 and there's a lot of fuel gone, so most of our craft now is actually fuel. Once we dump the rover, we're going to get a lot more delta V back, because that weighs quite a bit. So the sooner we land, the better. Right. let's fast forward to that point and prepare ourselves for doing this. Retrograde. Our electricity is going really well. And let's pop ourselves on retrograde and prepare ourselves. So we're going to time up to the limit. And then we're just going to... Now, this craft has... So that I'm not destroying everything, and I know it's not perfect, but we've actually got 2 engines on either side of our rover, so we can actually drop it. You could put the rover on the side, you could put it in a little sort of docking bay and drive it out. I just like this idea, sort of sky craning almost. So that's quite cool. What we'll do now is just ramp this up. It's quite loud, the engines, aren't they? Some of the small engines are very annoying. I can barely hear myself. We're going to do this burn, and then we're going to have a look around for a landing site. In fact, we might even just go for this. Although I'd quite like to go to the equator. I think the equator would be a nice choice for us to do. So, we're coming in and slow it down a little bit. There we go, we're pretty circular there, that'll do. Right, let's have a look on our map. So, is there anywhere that's sort of nice and flat? You know what, we might actually just go for here. So we're going this way, aren't we? Are we going this way? Yeah, you know what, let's just put it down about there. So before we do that, we need to do some science. Gotta get this done. Conduct the study. Keep that. And we will also conduct this one, can we? No, we need the other one. Would be so much better if these were action grouped. Right. Oh. We've already done this one. But it doesn't stop us doing it again. Right. Do we have any other science on here that I'd want to do? We've got a thermometer, haven't we? Have I actually done that up here? Yeah, we have. Right, so let's burn. We actually want to bring it down. I'm going to go retrograde, yeah. I'm actually going to stop it in midair. We're just going to drop straight down. Put it onto actual of that. Get it down to what, 20? 20. Right, can we time warp that down now? Right, and we're gonna just monitor this now. Maybe give it a burst every now and again. I don't really want to land anywhere too hilly, but it's Minmus. Everything's hilly if it's not flat. Right, we're down 5,000. Bit more correction. How fast can we actually... Okay, so we're looking at 60 seconds of burn. So let's go a bit more. Can start to see some ground now, so we start to get a bit nervous. Delta V, you see this fuel has popped up into a nice range again. I do think we're having problems with the fuel gauge. I think we had that in the last one. Alright, so we've basically killed almost all of our sort of horizontal speed. There's a little bit left. We're just waiting to drop down now. If we're on the moon, these engines might not be enough because the gravity's higher, and we want to slow down a lot quicker. So let's see, can we time up a bit more? I want to go lower. I'll get it down to 500 maybe? Yeah, 500 and 700, 600. There we go. Right, coming in. Oh, we've actually flipped. We have to be careful about that when we're using Jib's magic little skill. It doesn't like flipping. So we're going down now. We seem to be drifting sideways. Or is it just... okay. I'd really like to see my shadow. Where are we? Is my shadow direct? See, that's something the Apollo people did not have an issue with, because they actually made a point of going in at a specific time of day, so that the sun was at an angle. Oh, we flipped again. We're going sideways. Why are we going sideways? Oh, because I'm in orbital mode, not surface mode. That would... There we go. Right, that was almost a disaster. Are we actually going... We're going down. Right. Well, that was the worst landing I've done for a while. So, note to self, beware of the lazy, cheaty, well, not cheaty, the lazy way of doing this. So we'll put our SAS on just because we can. Right, now, we're on a hill. That's great. We knew we were going to be on a hill. Is that going to impede us getting back into the craft, is the question. Now, we have on here some antennae, if I can get at them. Which I cannot. I'll have to put this away. There is an antenna here. Here we are, and we need to extend that, because if I don't extend that, this rover is not going to work. Let's extend that one as well. We've got two. Now for the pièce de résistance, we are going to release our rover. Oh, it's gone through the ground. There it is. How exciting! Right, can it go forward? Oh, explosions. Right. Do we actually have any control? Oh! Oh no. Oh dear. That's gone wrong. I think we're just going to jump back to the craft. Oh! Ooh! Ooh! That was almost a complete and utter disaster. Right, that's now a long way away. So I think we can agree that we've lost our mystery goo. That's gone. I think rover went horribly bang bang boom. Yeah, I blame all this sea fighting actually. It's or terrain stuff. Maybe I should turn terrain scatter off. That might be a part of it. Right, Bob. So here we go. Can you actually? I wonder whether you can do. Can you do an AVA report from the Highlands? Wonderful. Can you store it in there for me, please? Thank you. All right. I'm actually gonna board it. Can I do a crew report even? I can. Oh, superb. So crew report. Review report. Can I keep that? So do I now? Yes, I just have to do what I do normally, which is EVA, and then take data, and then store data. Oh, right. So we'll do this. We'll collect data. I quite like having that, and we'll collect data. And then can I store those in here? Right, and then we're going to reset those. Right, and then I could conduct that and conduct that. We're going to 125. Oh ho ho! It might be worth me flying somewhere else if I've got the fuel. Right, so we're going to collect data. Collect data, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to store all that up here. Okay, so I can't store it because I've got one already. So can I store one there? Yeah, I can score two of them. That's interesting. Right, restore and restore. I have a horrible feeling that we needed all of that equipment. See, I should have put, you know what, I shouldn't have put it all on it's 300 meters away over there. I could go and get it. Right, do you have a jetpack? I don't know if you do. I'm sure you do, though. I'm sure you do. So let's just go down. Woohoo! Yes, you do have a jetpack. So first things first, let's take a sample. 150, lovely. Do an EVA report. That's wonderful as well. Right, if we could just go like this, that would be wonderful. Grab. And can I go up? Yeah, there we go. Let's store those in here. Not all. Oh, we've already got an EV in there, so what I can actually do is just store it there as well. Right, and then we can board. Oh, I forgot to put a flag down. So, yeah, you can actually do the flag. That's good. So we know we can get back up at least. Yay, Bill. Ooh, isn't this good? All right, Bill. Do you want to plant a flag? I always feel bad about putting it right next to the engines, but, yeah. Woohoo! Site name. Highlands. Bob Kerbin. We've been calling you Bill. I hope I haven't. Bob Kerbin. Second Kerbal on Minmus. Probably arguing that second is the best because, you know, Jeb probably wouldn't have been realising what's going on. So we're going to just... See, this is annoying. Everything is a bit wonky doodle now because of the flag. I should have walked further away. Oh, we're doing that. We're doing that. We're doing that stuff. We're doing ragdolling, are we? Right. That's how we're doing it, is it, Bill? Is that what you're doing? We're going to do that? We're going to act like children again, are we? But Bill, why do I keep calling you Bill? Maybe I want Bill to be here. Right, it's going, let's get bored. Right, Jeb, you're not getting out today. I don't have time. Right. Let's have a look. Where are we? Where's the nearest something else? I could go there. I could, couldn't I? How much fuel we got? We got loads. We could do loads of hops, actually. Go north. Could go wherever. We could go and do the material science on that bit there at least. Yeah, let's do that. So, material science, that away. I wonder if I can... Oh, I can actually rotate the ship. That's brilliant. And that away. But I'm going the wrong way here. Right. Now, I don't know which way Minmus rotates, so this is going to be really annoying. I really want to just put it down in there. How much fuel are we using? Not much. We haven't actually got the fuel going much, have we? So, I'm going to speedy this up, land. I'll get back to you. Right, we are down yet again. So let's do a little bit more science. Keep that. Do another one, because we might as well. Keep that. Bob's going to get out. He's going to do this. Collect data. Collect data. Restore. Restore. We're going to store one in here. We're going to store one in there. We're going to board the craft. Actually, let's check we've done our things. We've got to get transmit. You know what? We could actually just do a crew report and transmit it. Oh, we have not got one from the Great Flats. Oh no, that's interesting. So maybe it's worth us actually jumping out. So Jeb, you're gonna do an EVA. Maybe it's worth us actually checking if there is anything down here. Yay, Jeb. Right. Take surface sample. There is. There is. Right. Turn around, please, Jeb. Rockets on. Right. Grab. Board. Superb. Right. I think it's time to go home. So I'm going to take off. I'm going to do all this. I'll get back to you when we are doing something interesting. In fact, you know what? Watch me take off. We've got a probe there. Interestingly, on the other side of the planet, I believe, is first Kerbal. So we can actually measure the distance through the planet, which is quite interesting, because that was coming up when we were outside. So let's do a takeoff, usual style. There we go. And we're up to, when we get to about 15 or 10, I think I'll just circularize. Right, we can now, if we're going to do this, we can actually just put it on the prograde. Let's do it without using the map view. Oh, we can't do that because it's, you know, we're too close to ground. Can we do it now? No, got to be below 3,000. Well, I'm going to be over 3,000 very soon, and then we can speed you up a bit. Right, speed you up now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. So how long we got to do? We've got 5 minutes until we get to that point, so we'll speed you up a bit more. This will not take very long to put us into orbit. Let's speed up a bit more. And slow down. Come in like there. Right. We can do it pretty much any time now. Pull the gear away. And let's do that. And we're looking for this number to become positive and get us above the mountains. Please. There we go. That's good enough. Right. So next one is I'm going to plot this flight home. I will join you on re-entry. Right, you join us coming into re-entry. We're going to put ourselves in a retrograde position. We're going to use our fuel to get us out. This is going to be a night landing. It's been a night launch, a night landing. Oh, I'm terrible to you, aren't I? We're just coming down now. Speed you up until we get to the atmosphere. Let's get the engines on. Let's get a bit of speed up going. We're just going to use this to take our speed down. We've got 1,000 LV. It's going to help a bit. I'm not sure how much. We're actually likely to have things explode first, I think. This is very loud. Loud engines. Very loud engines. Again, the fuel jumping up and down there. It's really quite odd. It's like it's not quite sure on which fuel tanks are doing what. And, yeah. And I actually think we're just going to decouple now. better. That is better. Parachute is armed. We're slowing down in the atmosphere. Better check that nothing's going to hit us above. Nope. So one of the worst things you can actually happen is you decouple. In that sort of situation, you get hit by your own rocket. But yeah, we're going to come down over some grasslands. Still got a bit of distance to go. We're going to speed you up a bit. We'll probably speed this bit up until... Can we put lights on? Have we got lights on? Oh, we have lights. Alright. I'm going to speed this up until we get to the ground. And we're down. $900 science. That is going to be fun to spend. We've got a lot of things to spend that on. We got a little bit of funds for doing those 2 tasks. Right, until next time,